Hello again, friends. One more time today. This is Don. I realize that I am almost done with the contents of the Gates of Valhalla box. I just have the three librarians and then one more model to go. So I figured why not finish those off tonight? Especially because since there's only four left, it might not take that long. All right, so I'll go ahead and get started on this guy, the librarian. So there are three of these models and three different options. That does say right here on the instructions that they recommend you building each of those three options. So I'm going to do just that. I do like having variety in my builds. Even with my Space Marines, I have so many of the combat intercessors that came with the starter boxes, the Indomitus box, and just so many things. I have tried my best to keep them varied. I've tried to not build them all exactly the same. Sometimes that works, but sometimes it's just too much. I think I have more than 40 at this point. Most of them are salamanders, but I did start a small contingent of white scars. Um, that's a beautiful color scheme. I like the striking white, but the main reason I had that was because I decided to start that, I should say, because of my Imperium subscriptions, my own and the one that I took over from my brother. I was getting a bunch more of the bikes, the oh my goodness, what are they called? Not the Firstborn, um, Outrider bikes, the Primaris bikes. That's what I was thinking. Um, so because of that, I decided I would start a new, you know, faction. And since they use a lot of bikes, why not go with White Scars? They are a cool faction, a cool Space Marine chapter, so I'm glad that I did. And the white is kind of relatively easy to paint. Some of the detail work will take a while, but you know, it all takes a while in the end. All right. So there's one apart. I will go ahead and clean it up. Yeah, I was thinking I might come back on and do those pterodactyl looking guys with the laser guns. But yeah, since I was almost done with this box, I figured why not? Hopefully, going to finish these up before too long. I would like to get them done so I can clean up. Currently, there are a bunch of boxes on my bed. So until I get those put away, it's going to be difficult to go to bed. This one's cleaning up pretty easy. Yeah, minimal mold lines on this guy, or at least his torso. Let's dry fit. And just like with the trolls, this fits together loosely. So it's not a push fit. Gluing is required. Let's do the head next. Actually, the mask is going on this. I don't have to do the part on the top, do I? It is visible. I'll clean it up. And I said in my last stream, I like to, for large groups of models, clean them all up and then build them all at once. That way it feels like I'm getting more done all at one time. It's kind of satisfying, you know. But for these guys, since they are all slightly different builds, 3 different little options, I am going to hold, or actually build them all individually. Since it's only 3, it's not that satisfying to see, 3 models done all at once, as opposed to, one at a time and then taking the time to clean them. Okay, so they all have these little arms. They all have this right arm with a big glovey bit. And then there were 3 options for the bigger left arm. I think for the first one, I'll go with this guy. Looks like some sort of techno blade thingy. Okay. Take out my dwindling bottle of plastic glue. Hold it up. Let me see how much I actually have at the bottom there. Oh, it is not a lot. Oh, yeah. I am going to run out. Maybe I won't be finishing this box tonight. The drama, you got to stick around and see, right? Clean this off. Sometimes it gets stuck. There we go. These little T-Rex arms. Real funny looking. It looks so goofy. It said it's on a ball joint so that you can get different poses with them. But the way that the shoulder has sort of a ridge there kind of makes it feel like it should only pivot on that point, not like it should twist that way. Yeah, I don't want to do that. That'll wreck the shoulder pad. All right. I guess this one's going like that. We'll put his little T-Rex arm in. Guess I'll put them both in. And then the right arm. Same deal with that one, but I feel like it'll be really boring if they're all just having their arms like that. So I will put this one out just a little bit and down to his side further. Okay, then to throw him on the base. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off on that for now in case I do run out of glue. I'll just set him aside. Put the cap on just in case I run out, or so it doesn't dry out. All right, that was 13.5 minutes. That's not bad. Still going to be almost 45 minutes before I finish with these guys, though, if I keep that pace. So I will try to speed up just a little bit. Okay. Now again, I think this happened on the Centurions as well. Right, the shields. I pointed out how these lines, the mold lines, are right along an almost 90-degree angle. That helps make them nice and easy to clean. For the shields, I didn't even bother cleaning them because it didn't seem worth it. They had a very low profile. Yeah, it's not really worth it to do it here either. Might just slide it over though, just to see. Okay, body number 2 done. Let's clean up that mask. This head came out a little bit worse than the other one. Will require a little bit more shaving down, I think, than the last. Okay, that just leaves the arms. I'm trying to place what exactly this right arm reminds me of. Kind of reminds me of something in Warhammer. Maybe a power fist or the old power glove. But I can't quite place where it's falling in my memory. Okay. And this little gun, it's got a whole bunch of barrels. Not sure what those are all for. Not like a Gatling gun where they rotate to keep from overheating. Now, for most of my Warhammer models, I wind up drilling out the barrels just for a little bit added realism or detail. But on this guy, there's no way I'm going to get all of those. Plus, they're all different sizes. That's kind of silly. Nope. All right. Let's put librarian number 2 together. If I have any glue left. Oh, it's coming out the bottom. Which tells me there may be a clog. And now there isn't. Okay. Oop, dripping down the nozzle. That is one negative with this style of glue, is that sometimes you squeeze it and it builds pressure and that pushes more glue out than you intend to use. Yep, it's still gooping out. Let's get the right arm on. And finish it up. With the little gun. Nope. Okay, number 2 is finished. And that was another 11 minutes. Set it aside to hopefully dry. Let's finish that last one. All right. Get these out of here. Gonna really rush this one, try and get it done as quick as I can, because I don't want this to be another hour-long stream. There it goes on the floor. Yeah. Ah. Okay. Just the arms, and this one will be finished as well. Okay. Let's get the right arm done again. And lastly, the left arm. This one looks like it's his turn to play with the iPad. It sort of looks like it's got some sort of sphere projected up, like a 3D image or something. Neat. Okay. Third one is ready to go. Glue didn't clog up this time. That's good. It's a little bit of a different pose for that left arm, at least. Now for this one. Nope. That one's further back than both of the other ones, at least. Give it a little bit of variety. Vector arm. Let's actually give his head a tilt so that it looks like he's looking at it. There we go. Number 3 is done. Yep. All right, and that one, I think it took less than 10 minutes. Maybe just about 10 minutes. Cool. So that puts me at 33 minutes, and I have one model left in the box. And that one is this one right here, the Frost Giant. This is the XL Mini in the box. Sprue right here. It looks to be about the size of a Gargant from Warhammer Fantasy Age of Sigmar, whichever version you play. About the same size with more of a, a frosty theme. It'll also make for a good giant in Dungeons and Dragons. Why is there stuff on my sprue? I don't think I spilled anything on it. Did it just come dirty? Huh. For now, I'll assume it was me. Anyway, let's start with pieces 1 and 2, the torso front and back. So like I said in the earlier stream, one of the advantages of doing a larger model is that the mold lines are very obvious. You can see it running right down there along the side, and then the flash where it connected to the sprue. So it might take a little bit longer to get all of them, but they're a lot easier to see, which means that it's a lot easier to clean and much more noticeable if you don't. And then a nice big one running along this fur on his back. Okay, piece number 2. Yeah, I'm sure you see now why I was concerned about running out of glue. This is a very large model and will require quite a bit of glue. Now, I did earlier say when I was building the Valkyrie, I pointed out how some of the pieces didn't quite fit together that well. I think that might have been another model. I can't remember which though. Larger models often have that same problem. And I have not really had that problem much with Flying Frog, but I haven't had that many models that were this big. The XXL Dragon that came in the Feudal Japan expansion, that one had a couple of gaps that I was really lazy with and didn't bother filling. If this one has some gaps, I might take it in the other room after the stream and fill them using some epoxy, some green stuff. But that just depends on if I need to. Hopefully, as I noted at the beginning of the build streams, these are higher quality than their previous models. I think they did a really good job. Kudos to the sculptors and to whoever was in charge of the process of making the molds. So we'll see if this one also needs some gaps filled. Okay, the dry fit. There's a little bit of a gap. I honestly think that I might, and I missed some mold lines. See, it's real easy to find them when you have a model this big. And just like the other ones, not a push fit model. It's got those peg and hole, but it will not stay together under its own friction. It will need glue. Okay, let's glue the first two pieces. So that connects to right there. I'll glue this half. How much of that? Just up to the base of the loincloth. I was mentioning those gaps that I saw might not be big enough to require green stuff. I could, once I get the glue on there, it'll soften that area. I could, as soon as I'm done with this gluing, go back and give it a scrape with my knife, and that oftentimes will be enough to make that gap go away. Let's put it together and see. Yeah, I'll give that a shot. This side especially needs it. Yeah, because of the glue in there, I just give it a little scrape and it almost disappears. You can see that top half where I did. You can barely make out any line at all, whereas the bottom half you can still see some gap. Yeah, I don't think I can do much about this side of the torso, but the underarm is working pretty good. And the top half of the arm looks just fine. I'm going to cover that with the cloak in a moment anyway, I think. Speaking of which, time for the cloak and the legs. Okay, the cloak. So with those smaller cloaks on the heroes and the other Vikings, um, those lines were small enough and they kind of blended in enough with the fur that I didn't need to bother really scraping the lines. But with this, I can see it and it will bother me. So I will get those. And a mosquito has decided to come join me. Okay. No bite, please. Attracted to the lamp, I guess. Is my stream going to be flagged for violence? Okay. Yeah, this is going to take a little bit of time to get all that finer detail, but I think it's worth it. Maybe under there it's fine enough, I don't have to, but like up here I will. Is that one? Oh. So for this one, it's going along the bottom, which makes it a lot easier to clean. Whoever did that, thank you. And future sculptors, or less the sculptor, more whoever is creating the mold, take note. And then after that, it does go back up. But, you know, a very brief reprieve where it just took a moment to clear all of that. That's great. I appreciate that. All right, good enough. Okay, so these legs have some nice detail on them. The muscles there as well. Yeah, you can see some like muscle tissue and whatnot. As well, this one has looks like a scar right there. Unfortunately, that is right where the mold line goes, so I will have to be careful not to destroy that fine detail on the scar. Yeah, that is working well. Normally, like a wrap like this, I would have to be careful, but because it's so large, it's taking the scrape pretty well. All right. So that just leaves two more pieces. The head, three more pieces. The head, the right arm, and the left hand. So this guy keeps very well with the Viking theme of looking, straight out of Norse mythology himself. Okay, let's do that hand first. Some nice detail in this beard. Let me hold it up so it can be seen a little better. Yeah. Yeah. Lovely sculpting there. You even see his little eyes inside there. Just make him out. All right, last piece, and then we're done for the night. Just pluck this tree right out of the ground, basically. Cool. All right, just gotta get under the arm. Then we're through. Well, putting it together. Then we're through. All right, let's finish putting this fella together. First, look at the cloak on. So it's funny, they did. Oh, okay. So the back bit, the cloak, actually is push fit. So you can just slide it in there and it'll stay. I am going to glue it though. Oh, a little bit of a gap. I'll fill that in with green stuff later because previously I filed some plastic away so that it would fit fully. I feel like if I got rid of some of this in here, then the pegs would be able to fit. Like it's not a matter of the pieces won't fit together because I can tell they will. There's a full gap there. It's the same consistently. So it's got to be that probably right here where it's hitting the back. But it would probably be faster if I had a better tool to scrape some of that away. But it's probably just going to be better to just do green stuff, especially because of where it is. That's an easy fix. That's an easy gap to fill. Thinking about it, I'm not gonna glue it on just because then it'll be even easier to. I can roll up that green stuff, shove it in there, and then squish this together, and then it'll be on. Won't have to shove it into the crack. Might see me pulling the nozzle, needle, whatever out. Uh, oh, look at that. You can actually see how much glue is left. I don't think you can with the angle on the camera, but there's just a little bit left in there. Anyway, when I put the cap on, it pushes the needle in just a little bit. So I have to pull it when there's nothing left. It won't actually reach the nozzle. So I have to pull it out. That way it's flush with the plastic part of the nozzle. Otherwise, it won't come out. There won't be enough room for it. Like it'll be below the metal nozzle, if that makes sense. And I didn't dry fit this piece again, but oh well. That fits well. Good. Some slight gaps, but I'm not gonna bother with that. I might take the cloak off, and when it's off, fill in that quote gap there, but that's fine. That slides right in there. Okay. Left hand. And his head. Just have to glue him down, and then he will be ready for play. All right, and we are at an hour and 2 minutes. This guy alone took almost 30 minutes. I was trying to avoid doing another hour of streaming today, but oh well, it couldn't be helped. All right, so let me pull out all my minis that I have put together today, just so I can show them off for my own means. So we've got just finished the Frost Giant, this amazing big model. Actually, before I put it away, before I switch to something else, let me grab one of my Gargants for a size comparison. They happen to be right up above where I'm shooting. Otherwise, I wouldn't bother. Okay, so the Gargant is a little bit taller, actually. A little bit taller, but still comparable. I would absolutely use this in a game of Warhammer Fantasy if I needed one more. Why I would need a fourth one, I don't know, but why would anyone not want to have 4 giants on the table? Oop, and his head came off. That's okay. We'll put him aside. I'll fix that later. So we've got 1XL giant. I need to put the bases on these still, like I said earlier. We have the 3 librarians, each with their own special little weapons, a sword, a gun, and an iPad. I did not build these today, and they are still partly built. I need to put the shields on, but I want to get some paint on those first. 3 Vikings that can join your party. We have, again, no shields. 6 Centurions. These are cool models. I'm really happy to have these in my collection. I did these yesterday, but I'm not going to get them out. 12, you can't see through the plastic. Too much of a glare. 12 Gremlins. Yeah. The 3 Trolls. One of them just fell. Then for the heroes, we have the 2 Valkyries. I think this one was the Huskarl, the Archer, the Jarl with a great axe. I believe this one was a Raider, the hand axe and shield. And then lastly, the Berserker. So with the models here, with the Kickstarter, that is, I did receive alternate gender models for each of the hero classes. I will build those maybe on stream later, but for now, I just wanted to finish the models that came in this box. Ignore these. Those I just put in there for storage. Those are the Pterodactyl Bros. All right. I am very happy to have gotten all this done today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did watch so far, my average watch time for these videos is about 5 minutes. So chances are nobody is actually listening to this today, tomorrow, over the next week. Maybe someday someone will. If you do, would you please hit that like button? That supposedly goes a long way as far as pleasing the algorithm and getting me some more eyeballs on my videos. I've really enjoyed doing this. I have had a blast. I'm going to keep doing this. Next time, tomorrow, I think I might do another building, or I might say I'm tired of that and start doing some painting, in which case I've got my Leviathan brain stopped working. I've got my Leviathan bugs. Why am I not forgetting? Tyranids, that's it. My Leviathan Tyranids all primed and ready to go. I did a very heavy, so I primed in black, and then I did a very heavy zenithal highlight in white. So they're going to take some contrast paints. I'm going to do a very simple contrast paint scheme, just so I can get them battlefield ready as quick as possible. Looking forward to that. I will definitely do that on stream because that was going to be a lot of fun to see all those bugs get painted. Again, thank you for watching. If you watched this far, yeah, thank you so much. I've had a blast. I've said that 5 times already. All right, I'm going to call it here. Thank you for watching.